It is May 8th, 2016, and this call is pretty much over gratitude. It's over a couple of things, and I'm really hoping that everyone can't hear my dogs barking and probably my child making noise because he is in the same room with me. But anyways, we'll go ahead and start, and I'll just cross my fingers. I just wanted to share, hopefully this will be kind of quick, but I'm just wanting to share some things that have really been on my mind that I have been noticing as a recurring theme, just in things that I'm reading and things that I'm watching, just things I'm seeing a lot of, because they're really good things. And I think if we all, I don't know, it just got me in a really good mood. So anyways, basically, it's kind of hard to describe, but it kind of falls under the category of realizing all the things that are possible, loving yourself, being healthy, living life to the fullest, and not settling for less than. And in Chapter 7 of Think and Grow Rich, which I shared last week that I was reading out of, I've just finished Chapter 7, and in Chapter 7 it talks about how in America we have the freedom to do pretty much whatever we want as far as careers go. Some people don't do anything and want something for nothing, because we've kind of, I guess just because our freedom has gotten to the point to where some people kind of take advantage of it. So there are tons of people, millions it said, who want something for doing nothing, and they kind of still get that sometimes. But at the same time, any of us who are willing to go out and get stuff and do something and get things done, we have opportunities to pretty much do whatever we want, whereas other countries don't have that kind of freedom and those kind of decisions to just make, any day. We can wake up whatever day we want and start an Arbonne business, and people in other countries don't really have that exact same freedom. And don't get me wrong, I complain about things with our politics and stuff as much as the next person, but it is important to remember that we do have that opportunity, and not everyone does. So we need to kind of remember that and be grateful for it. We are able to do things for money in that way, and we have the opportunities to pursue our dreams, basically. So I'm going to reread a post that I put up the other day, and it was just a little piece out of that book, and it was a really long description of the things that we are free to do in our country that people in other countries are not necessarily free to do. And a lot of those I didn't realize, it's really easy to get caught up in your own world and think that everyone is the exact same as you, or they get the exact same things as you, whatever. You forget that things are so different around the world. So it's definitely interesting to look at. Okay, so it says, opportunity has spread its wares before you. Step up to the front, select what you want, create your plan, cut the plan into action, and follow through with persistence. Capitalistic America will do the rest. You can depend on this much. Capitalistic America ensures every person the opportunity to render useful service and to collect riches in proportion to the value of the service. The system denies no one this right, but it does not and cannot promise something for nothing, because the system itself is irrevocably controlled by the law of economics, which neither recognizes nor tolerates for long getting without giving. So it kind of just talked about how the way that our system is set up, we can do this if we so desire. So back to my notes. We have the freedom, like it said, we have the freedom to render useful services in return for riches. And it was talking about the money that we spend on things in this country, and some of them were, really menial. I can't remember exactly what they all were, but it did mention cosmetics, we can sell pretty much anything in this country and somebody will buy it. So we've got that going for us. But if you have not watched Hungry for Change, it's the documentary that gets posted into the boot camps. And I've watched every documentary I can get my hands on. And I thought I had watched this, but apparently I had not watched it before, which is crazy. But I did, and I loved it. It was a lot about our food system, of course, but it also talked about some of our mental health and the way that the way we think affects our outside health as well as our inside health. So a lot of our health is what we tell ourselves it is. So it's basically like what we were talking about last week, or what Miranda talked about at GTC. You have exactly the business you asked for. You have exactly the health that you asked for. You know, and it was talking about a lot about yo-yo diets and stuff like that. You know, the people who are stuck in those probably get caught up in, you know, thinking a lot about how they're fat. They just want to lose weight. They just want to get skinny, yada, yada. So it's really important to think about what you're saying to yourself as far as your health is concerned too. Obviously, we talked about it as far as business is concerned last week, but, you know, whenever you're taking care of your health, that's going to overflow into business too. So, how are you talking to yourself? Or one of the things that they asked is, how are you talking to yourself whenever you get out of the shower and look in the mirror? And that, for a lot of people, is probably not very good. That's when you're looking at yourself and subconsciously thinking things about, you know, your thighs or your belly or whatever. So start to think about those kind of things and say nicer things to yourself. Make time to take care of yourself. I know that's almost like laughable in the current age where we don't have just, you know, tons of time to spare and all of that, and you're probably laughing at me like, oh, well, you don't know what my schedule looks like, so thank you. And you're right, I don't, and I'm not trying to pretend like you have tons of time and all of that, but if you're honest with yourself, do you have a little bit of extra time to invest in yourself? And I'm not saying that you have to be like the workout queen or anything like that, but I will say endorphins are pretty magical. So whether you're doing something like working out, I'm sorry if you can hear that, I can't do anything else with him right now, but whether it's endorphins from working out, from exercise, or just positivity from affirmations that you've repeated for a couple of weeks, you'll notice a difference. So I would say, since I started reading Think and Grow Rich about a week and a half, probably 2 weeks ago, I have completely changed a lot of the ways that I'm thinking about things. You know, like usually on Sunday evenings, I'm just beaten down. And, you know, this could have a little bit to do with the fact that I did not cheat on my detox today, and I'm pretty proud of that. So I could just be really excited about that. But usually I'm pretty tired from the day, you know, indulging in whatever we eat and then laying around at somebody's house and, you know, whatever, Sunday stuff. And anyways, today I'm feeling really good and I'm really excited. And I think it's the culmination of doing these little things, making these little changes and starting to talk to myself differently. And one thing that I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start telling myself out loud every night that I love waking up early in the morning and going to yoga. And I actually do love that, but whenever I'm trying to wake up, that's the part that's really hard. So I'm going to start telling myself that I love waking up, or that I'm excited to wake up, you know, something like that. And they talked about it in the documentary. They said, like, start saying stuff to yourself, and by day 28, see what it's done. So I'm going to, you know, I accepted that challenge. But anyways, so affirmations and positive self-talk are great, even when they're not for business, because I feel like it'll just spill over into your business life. So there are a lot of people, I always use Bethany Jones, for example, and I think this is something that she's talked about for a really long time, and you don't quite get it, and you don't quite get to reap the benefits of it until you embrace it for yourself or figure it out for yourself. And, you know, whenever you you're telling yourself that people are drawn to you and they're drawn to your business, and eventually you start to believe it, and then it starts to happen. And she is just like that. I'm drawn to her, and it's even just through Facebook because she lives in North Carolina. But just the way she talks through Facebook, the way she posts and things like that, I'm just drawn to her. And she's done stuff like this for a while now. And so anyways, all of that to say, it can have positive impact on your business as well as, your everyday life. So I don't know if you guys watch reality TV. I am very excited to say I used to watch a lot of it, and now I rarely watch any at all. I will admit that I do still watch Teen Mom. It's kind of a thing that Levi and I do together. And a couple of other shows, but they're just like weekly shows that come on. So anyways, what I'm saying is I used to watch the Kardashians all the time. I used to watch not Desperate Housewives, the one on Bravo. I even forgot what they're called. Real Housewives, I guess. So anyways, if you look around, everybody is, they care about what Kim Kardashian is doing, and they care about what just any celebrities are doing. And I can honestly say that since I have stopped watching those things and stopped being concerned about those people, and stopped comparing my life to their life, I've been a lot happier. So if that's something you do, obviously I'm not telling you because I still watch stuff. I'm not telling you that I'm perfect, but maybe consider how you're comparing yourself to other people and just people in real life. Stop comparing yourself to people on Facebook. We all know it's the highlight reel that everyone posts. I mean, I try to keep it real, but I don't get on there until Facebook when I'm absolutely losing my mind every day. And, I try not to be super negative on there, and I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not peppy 24/7. So, but anyways, just stop comparing yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. And no one is thinking about you. They're thinking about what they think that you're thinking about them. So don't try to win the comparison game and all of that. It's just not worth it. And you're a lot happier whenever you don't. I know it's not possible to just never notice anything, especially if you're using Facebook. It's like a blessing and a curse. It's like free advertising and you get to put your business out there, but at the same time, you can't completely get away from Facebook. So anyways, and then the last thing that I have before I'm done, and that was really fast. That was a lot faster than I thought it would be. But just be grateful for the things that you do have. So I'm going to use Arbonne for an example. You could easily use anything that you do have, obviously, because we all have great things. None of us live in Haiti in a tent, so we've got a lot to be thankful for. But don't get caught up in where your business or your life is not. Just be thankful for where they are. So for me, and a lot of people who hear this call would just want to shake me. But you get stuck, quote unquote stuck in one position for several years. And, whenever you start Arbonne, you hear people's timelines. And so you think that you're supposed to accomplish something in a certain amount of time, when in reality, that's not really true. I mean, we all have different journeys. We all learn different things along the way. So there are times whenever I start to, think that what I have isn't good enough because, I compare myself to other people and I'm strictly talking business right now. Obviously, I'm not perfect, so I do it in real life too. But, I look at things and I think I wish that my web stats were different and yada, 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 which, that also goes back to the thing of you have a business you ask for. That's a different call, though. We won't go into that now. But, I think some of those things, but like right now, without me having put in an order, having put in anyone else, any orders for preferred clients, or having even done a party yet, I am beyond the numbers for maintaining a district. And we're just a few days into the month, and I'm past those numbers, you know, and it's just important to remember those types of things, because there was a time when I was maintaining a district and, you know, I didn't have the volume that I have now, and how dare I not be thankful for everything that I do have. And it may not, you know, I may want more and be ready to be at a certain place already, but it's important to remember what you do have, because at the end of the day, I'm getting a paycheck that's allowing me to stay home, and it's also allowing me to be able to live a normal life. I'm not having to really, you know, be super thrifty or pinch pennies too much or anything. You know, it's allowing me to, it's a regular income for me. So, you know, that's kind of my own slap on my hand, to be thankful for what I do have and be grateful for what is already there, because it's only going to get better from here, you know. But anyways, just be thankful and grateful for what you do have, and just be super excited about that. Learn how to love yourself, and I don't know, just be excited about life. So anyways, that's all I have for tonight. So I'll talk to you all next week, or, you know, the posts in between now and then. So good night.